Northern Orion is a copper and gold producer in South America with growing production and growing resources. We have one project in production and we're putting a second one into production very soon.
What sets your company apart from the competitors in your field?
We have phenomenal cash flow in Northern Orion today from our operations in Argentina. We also have one of the largest undeveloped copper, gold and molybdenum projects that's currently going through its bankable feasibility, which will be complete by sometime in October. And that will enable us to put a project into production over the next 4 years that will be a substantial cash flow producer for the company.
Where do you see the operations of your company in 5 years from now?
I think if you look at our operations today, we are a minority partner in a very large copper gold production in Argentina. 5 years' time, I think we will continue with that minority position, but we will also have a majority position, if not be the sole owner, of a project as large, very close to that in Argentina, that produces gold, copper and molybdenum.
What is working in Argentina like?
That's very good, it's very good. Very supportive government, very supportive economy and local government as well as the local communities. We have the benefit of a depreciating peso, which has obviously decreased our operating costs. And we have all of the skills that we need in Argentina to be able to build and operate a major mine in that part of the world. So it's a great place to work.
What brought you there?
For a South African to go to Argentina. The assets of the company were in Argentina, and when we restructured Northern Orion 4 years ago, myself and a partner took a look at the copper and gold business, looked at where the major assets that were undeveloped in the world were, and really got into cash flow, positive assets from a very early age, as well as getting into a development project that would be one of the big projects coming up in the next 5 years.
What should portfolio managers know about your company?
Great cash flow, underdeveloped assets that will even further increase that cash flow over the next 4 to 5 years by a number of orders of magnitude. Very undervalued today. We trade at probably 4 times cash flow and about 3.5 to 4 times cash flow in an industry where our peers are trading at 7 to 8 times cash flow. So substantially undervalued on that perspective, and a growth profile of projects in terms of both resource and reserve coming forward.
As a CEO, what are you focusing on right now?
Operations. Making sure that in this current high metal price environment, which we think is going to last a lot longer than people are predicting, that we get our operations into production and we can take advantage of the metal prices as we produce metal going forward.
How do you see the growth of your industry in the 5 years to come?
I think we've seen the very quick growth in the metal market over the last 3 or 4 years. I do think, however, that we're going to see sustained high prices in metals and that we're going to see very good profitability for people who are actually producing. And that's the reason for getting our asset into production as quickly as we can to add to the current cash flow that we have.
Where do you see Northern Orion in this growing market in the next 5 years?
I see us growing out of being an intermediate producer and becoming a small major producer in the next 5 years, producing a large amount of copper, significant amount of gold and a very large amount of molybdenum in that point. We'll also look for acquisitions along the way, but those come up as and when we can.
What's your personal passion for this business?
It's great fun. It is great fun. We develop projects in part of the world where most people never get to. We get to participate with communities that can contribute and benefit from the projects that we're doing. And we get to put infrastructure into parts of the world that without the mining resources would never see that type of infrastructure. So it really is a great business to be in.